Hello, my name is Janet Gershen-Siegel and I'm an author. And today I'd like to read to you Chapter 6 of my book, Revved Up. Straw 6, the El Camino. As the summer drew to a close, the POJ family mainly stayed out of sight, although I noticed whenever my children were with me that my son inevitably would borrow the birding binoculars and take a look in their general direction. The lady of the house would often sunbathe in her very small bathing suit, and sometimes it appeared as if the bathing suit was absent altogether. Shocking, I know! Still, at least they mainly kept to themselves, and we no longer heard quite so much of the evening thunder. The neighborhood birding society reported that the blue-winged warbler population began to rebound as well. Because this is the suburbs, nothing can be reached on foot. Even my children on their bicycles find it rather difficult to get anywhere, and I must tell you when the three of us are all there, either I or my parents often chauffeur them around. The same naturally was true for the POJ family. They started off owning a nondescript vehicle of an older make and model that was most difficult to ascertain. The difficulty was, you see, that it arose from the fact that the vehicle was in such a state of rust and disrepair that its original make and model information was more or less gone. The license plates were also rather hard to read. Is that even legal? One day I happened to be visiting when we heard a very loud car's engine. Then the brakes squealed, and the bell was rung several times in rapid succession, followed by some rather loud and impatient pounding on the door. I went to answer it, as my parents were understandably a bit distressed by this behavior. It was a man with a moustache. Perhaps he's known in your circles, officer? He looked at me up and down, and then mentioned something about an El Camino. I expressed my ignorance about the vehicle, and then he asked me if I was, it pains me to say it, but he inquired as to whether I was the lady of the POJ family's house. Naturally, I demurred. However, I also inclined my head in the direction of the POJ family's house. He stated something that was difficult to hear and may not have been English. I am operating on the assumption that he was thanking me. When he went to their home, I went back inside, but watched through the lace curtains in the living room. There was some discussion among the strange man and the two members of the POJ family's household. Then some rather large bills, at least I believe they were large, were peeled from a wad and given to the man of the POJ family's home. He and the strange man then took a small tool with them. I believe it's what's referred to, well, it's a dirty word, so I'll spell it out. S-C-R-E-W, driver. So they took this instrument with them, and they exchanged license plates. It was the new vehicle. This is, I believe, the El Camino, and the older, more nondescript rusted one. The strange man then drove away in the rusted nondescript vehicle, and I never saw him again. Once again, this is Janet Gershen-Siegel. I'm the author of this piece, and I thank you for listening to Chapter 6 of Revved Up. If you'd like to read this on Wattpad, my username there is Jessica. Thank you for listening.